What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Memcast. I like that. You know, I'm settling into it. This is episode number 3.
Yep.
It's you could call it the Moving to Memphis podcast, but I like the Memcast. I'm here with my main man, Kris Goudy, KG.
Good morning,
young
everyone.
Kris.
Or afternoon, depending on where you're at in your life right now.
Yeah, anytime. Y'all could be watching this. We got a good bit of things that we can tell y'all about, update on what's going on here in Memphis. Some good, useful stuff to know. And then stick around the end too. There's some new home buyer assistance programs for y'all that are looking to move here or looking to buy homes in and around the Memphis area, both on the Tennessee side and especially some new stuff on the Mississippi side. If you end up down there, we've got that. So I want to tell you about that, but we've got a lot of other stuff to talk about that's been going on here in Memphis. And the first one I like to, people always are asking us about the weather because people like to move here, especially from up north, to get away from the harsh, cold winters.
Yeah.
But, when you do that, you get a little bit of a different sequence of weather. So what's going on? Throw it to Kris. What's going on with the weather, Kris?
Well, the weather is ever changing as it normally does this time of year. We had our fall spring last week. It was in the 70s. The sun was shining. Everything started blooming. And as of today, you see I've got my pullover back on with the wool collar. I think it was 42 degrees coming into the office this morning. So we have that every year, Jared. We've got a couple of fall springs that come along. The blooms start to come out. And then it usually cools back off, lows in the 30s, highs in the high 40s. And we get a lot of cold rain usually for the beginning parts of March for sure.
Yeah, I was enjoying it. I got to wear shorts for like 2 days.
Correct.
I was really liking that. But you know me, that's what I like to, you see some people, especially, we're in real estate, obviously out here doing this, people got to dress up. They got to wear the suit.
Yeah.
Kris is a little more formal than I am. As soon as I can throw on some shorts and like a Hawaiian shirt, I'm ready to go.
Let's see that young blood in you, Jared. Once I crossed over that 40 threshold, I'm cold all the time. So I've got to stay bundled up. It feels like
that 40 threshold is coming up quick, fast, and in a hurry is what it seems like.
Yeah.
But I will say it's not like cold. We're in like the 40s.
Right.
And, I think this is like the last hurrah. I think we're coming out of it here. We're going to be actually coming into for real spring, which means that, it's allergy season.
Yeah.
got a bunch of stuff bloom. Stuff's already blooming, but it's really about to take off here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, the blooms are out already. It seems like if you're into gardening, you kind of know, well, in our area anyways, the yellow blooms tend to come out first. So like the forsythia bushes and the daffodils or buttercups, as better known as, all of those are bloomed now. And it seems like the white and the purple blooms follow after that. So we've seen some of the Bradford pears and magnolia, dogwood trees are starting to bloom with the white blooms. And it seems like that purple color is soon to follow with like the poplar tulips and things like that. So we're in the yellow bloom season right now. I think the whites and the purples are starting to come out here. They'll definitely come out. If that weather would have stayed in the 70s, we'd see them all over town right now. But not quite there yet.
Yeah. It's about to be looking real green and lush. Mm-hmm. All those different colors out there. One color in particular that we do talk about a lot, and this one is coming back, is blue. And of course I'm talking about blue oval that's coming up here in Memphis. Yeah, you like that transition.
That's an excellent transition.
Trying to come up with some good segues.
Yeah, that was a great segue there. I love that transition because Blue Oval is firing up right now. They're doing hiring events all over town. It's a Blue Oval SK. So you can Google that, Blue Oval SK. They're accepting applications. They had their first event in Brownsville last week. I think they had like a crazy turnout at it. But those are good, high-paying jobs. Jared and I promote it all the time. To be clear, we're not affiliated with Blue Oval SK in any way, other than we're looking to sell all their new hires and people relocating to the area. We definitely want to help them find a home here.
That's a good point for us to actually jump here and say, before we get too deep into the podcast, we make content like this to help y'all learn about the Memphis area. We've got all kinds of videos on the channel that you can go check out if you want to see all the different neighborhoods and suburbs and communities within Memphis. But if you are somebody who's really thinking about making a move here, not only can you watch those videos and subscribe, but you need to take it just one little step further.
Yeah, guys, reach out to me. Call me or text me at the number. Jared's going to pop it up on the screen. Let's just start the conversation. You will speak to me. Everybody's kind of surprised that I'm the one answering the phone or responding to the text. But if you're coming to this Memphis area, you will definitely speak with me. I'll answer the call. I'll answer your questions. We've got a smooth process where we can send you a welcome form and start the process and just go through the steps together. But yeah, definitely reach out to us, guys. We want to help you with that relocation here to the Memphis area.
Yeah, we've been doing this for, is this three? Have we done, is it 3 years or 2 years?
It's two complete years. This is our
Two
third. We're
complete.
going into our third year.
Okay. We're going into our 3rd year here of the YouTube channel specifically.
Correct.
And we have helped quite a few people relocate here to the area. So I feel like we've got that process down pretty smooth. So, I don't know if anybody is doing relocation quite like we are here in the Memphis area. So if you need some help with that, I truly believe that we can help you out.
Yeah.
And if you're coming for,
Best clients I've ever had, Jared. I got to admit, man, I love helping you guys relocate to the area. But let's not exclude our local folks here because we've been getting a lot of comments from local people too. So look, if you're ready to sell that house, give me a call. Let's list it because we've obviously got a reach out further than just the Memphis area. And these clients are serious buyers. They're well qualified, most of you guys. So yeah, I love helping these YouTube clients, man. Some of the best clients I've ever worked with.
yeah, for sure. We forget to say that sometimes because we do make the content mostly to help y'all that are looking to relocate. But hey, if you want somebody that's dealing with people that need to buy houses, hey, we got them. So anyway, some of the people that need to buy houses, like you mentioned, the people here coming for Blue Oval. If you are coming here for Blue Oval, leave that down in the comments because I want a little more insight. We've talked to a few of y'all in person. A few have reached out. But I know a lot more are coming. So even if you don't reach out to us and call, let us know what you're looking for. What information do you specifically need? And if you do have something that really is pressing, you really need to know, just pick up the phone and call us. I mean, we are here to help. But what about, I want to get into the city of Memphis, but before we get into the city of Memphis, and we didn't mention this on our list of topics, Kris, but there are some communities out there around Blue Oval and some specifically, and I think for relocation, new construction does so well. There's some places where you've got some new construction. Do you know of some stuff or the current things, maybe incentives on new construction out there around some of those around Somerville or Oakland or
Yeah,
something out that way?
yeah, definitely. So new construction, it is a perfect fit for the people that are relocating here, especially if you have a home to sell or something like that. So those are good fits, but we can do it all. A lot of the new construction properties, they are offering incentives as far as closing costs. I know that Meridian National is offering up to 2.5% in closing costs. And you can use that to buy the rate down, pay the closing costs, other incentives like that. DR Horton, those guys, they've got a great product. Now, it's not a high-end property. It's more of like a starter level home. Maybe some of you would consider it to be downsizing, but they've got a great process, a great product. They give up to $10,000 in closing costs on their market-ready homes. They're giving special incentives on the rate without having to use the $10,000. You could use the $10,000 for closing costs, and in addition to that, still get their market rates, which the last I looked, I think were 5.25. So that's way below the market in other areas. But also, that home comes move-in ready, Jared, right? It's got all the stainless
Mm-hmm.
appliances, including the refrigerator. It's got blinds on the windows, which if you've ever bought new construction, man, putting your window coverings on the house is one of your major expenses
Yeah.
when you buy that first home.
Yeah, and I think people on the national level get a bad taste in the mouth with DR Horton, and I will say at least the ones I've been in, I don't really see the issues. I mean, if you build houses everywhere all over the country, you're going to have a few problems.
Correct.
It's going to happen, but we always recommend getting a home inspection, even on new construction, so you can catch those things ahead of time if there are problems. But I just, you hear about it, but I haven't personally seen really the issues that people are
I
afraid of.
haven't either. So, I mean, it's not one contractor building the entire nation, obviously. So, I think it boils down to who's your builder for your subdivision that you're moving in. I've had good luck with the ones in Munford and Millington as well. One of my favorite agents, Amber, is now moved over to DR Horton. She's in the Somerville community right now. They're going to have pickleball courts, a community pool in that area. So, just some great opportunity cities. And that's in Somerville, which is, man, 20 minutes to Blue Oval SK. So that'd be a great fit for you guys that are coming here for Blue Oval SK. So I don't know. DR Horton's doing a good job, and then we've got our other favorite builders, D&D Homes out in the Mumford Atoka area. We've got Grant Homes all over Olive Branch, Germantown, Collierville, and they're big in Arlington right now. There's another builder, Macklemore Homes, that are building beautiful homes in the Arlington area. So they're all offering incentives right now. I would encourage you to make a move on some of this new construction in the area, because as those rates come down, as all these new hires come in for Blue Oval, I think that market's going to tighten up. Whereas right now, you've got a lot of opportunity in these areas. And not to fail to mention Regency Homes in the Collierville and Oakland area. So lots of good builders in the area with good incentives. Prices are holding steady. They're not going through the roof anymore. I think rates have kind of leveled out pricing for the moment. So take advantage of these incentives and things that these builders are offering, because a year and a half, 2 years ago, they were not there. They were not available.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot out there, probably more than we can remember to talk about right now. So I'll say this. If you're somebody who's interested in maybe knowing a little bit more about the new construction opportunities around, but maybe you're not quite ready to reach out, put new construction in the comments, and we'll see if we can get a list together and send that to you, just so you've got something. So just put that down in the comments if you want to know more about it. But let's get into the next big area here. Well, really into the city of Memphis, because we've had a few things going on here that I think, or at least interesting. I think people might want to know. So first off, we got a new mayor in Memphis.
Yeah, we do got a new mayor, Mr. Paul Young. He's a younger guy. He looks sharp. He's got a nice little young family. He's been in the Memphis area for a long time. He was head of the downtown commission prior to his new gig as Memphis mayor. And I think he's got a pretty good track record downtown, Jared. You witnessed that firsthand.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
Yeah,
a lot of new stuff downtown, actually.
So, yeah, we're excited about him. He kind of ran on the preface of fighting crime and making the schools better. So that's easy to say, and hopefully he can accomplish some headway with that. So we'll see, man. We'll see how that goes. Mayor Strickland, he did a good job on everything I say, except for crime. We've got that issue. But as far as new developments and opportunities coming to the Memphis area, Mayor Strickland did a great job for us. Hopefully, Mayor Paul Young can continue that and make some headway with this crime issue we've got, because it is a problem.
Well, when we were out on the streets doing our interviews, asking people what they thought needed to be improved, that was what people said needed to be improved. You wonder if he watched our videos. Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that.
Drop me a line. Mayor Young, give me a high five or something on the...
Hey, you know what? If he wants to come onto the channel or onto the next Memcast, I'd be happy to hear him on. I'd love to hear what his thoughts are for Memphis and maybe some details into those plans and what he wants to do.
That'd be awesome.
But if you're going to be in Memphis, you're going to be thinking about what Mayor Young is going to be doing. Mm-hmm. You might be looking for some communities to be in. And so me and Kris were talking about this. Kris, you've been in Memphis your whole life, so you know all the great spots, all the communities that are all over town. So looking just specifically in Memphis, I want you to run. What would be your favorite places that maybe people should look at? It could be neighborhoods to live in, neighborhoods that have things you could visit. Just your favorite spots around town.
Yeah, so there's a lot of communities in the Memphis proper. Like, we're not talking about Arlington, Lakeland, all those areas, Germantown, Collierville. Those are suburbs of Memphis. But in the city of Memphis, some of the best communities that you really have to be a local to kind of know the names and know where people are talking about. But there's several really nice communities inside the city limits of Memphis. And just a great place to, start a family, raise a family, retire, whatever you want to do in these areas. So, right off the list, if you're in the downtown area, two of my favorites in downtown are the South Bluffs. That's where we're at right now. Jared, you and I have a video dedicated specifically for the South Bluffs. We mentioned that it just looks like a Hallmark movie set when you walk through that community, right, Jared?
Yeah, it really does. And that's probably the best way to describe it. And, it kind of feels secluded. Like, you don't really feel like you're basically right downtown. But then you can walk across a little bridge and be right over here by the river, right there by the Tom Lee Park. And so, it's really hard to beat the location when you come to when you're looking at some of those things. Mm-hmm. But what's crazy to me is how it doesn't feel like you're downtown. You feel like you're in this little Hallmark
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
But and then you can walk down this. You're what, 2 blocks away from the FedEx Forum,
Yeah,
basically, if you want to go
got
catch
like the
a
cobblestone
Grizzlies game.
road that
Yeah.
leads into it's a gated community first off, so you kind of
Uh-huh.
keep out some of the riffraff. It's got the cobblestone roads, the big water fountains. You kind of rub. I'm pretty sure a couple Grizzly players may or may not live in the community. But you mentioned that bridge that crosses over to Riverside, so it's easy access to Timely Park and everything that has to offer there. So I think South Bluffs is a big one. Harbor Town in the downtown area is another great area. It's kind of self-contained. Again, it looks kind of like a Hallmark community. It's got its own grocery store, its own restaurants, its own pharmacy, all that right there. So you can be pretty much self-contained in Harbor Town. And both of those places are good fits for the medical workers that are coming into town because it's all within 10 minutes of our major hospital, St. Jude being number one, obviously. You've got the Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. You've got the Regional One, which is the regional trauma center for the tri-state area. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're a medical doctor or going to med school or any of that, and you want to be close to your job or to school, I think Harbor Town and South Bluffs would be good fits. But some of the other ones we want to talk about, let's not just dwell on that, right? I mean, there's several of them I've written down for us because Memphis gets a bad rap, but if you don't know these communities, when you come in town, if you'll just drive through these areas and see how well they're maintained, the pride and the ownership, the community feel that you have in these areas, I mean, it kind of eliminates all this noise about crime that you hear about all the
Yeah. Well, but before you get into the rest, I want to say before you get off Harbor Town, I do think that what you get there is you're not so disconnected, like feeling like you are over in the South Bluffs,
time.
but you just have the amazing sunset views. You've got the bridge there that lights up at night, the Green Belt Park that we always get the name wrong on.
I think we got it right
Uh,
now.
yeah, I think we got it. So, but you get all that there, and still in that convenient location if you need to be close to downtown. So both of those two are probably, in my opinion, maybe the most unique. But go through the rest of your list. I want to see what else you
So
got.
when you get into the East Memphis area, you've got a couple really nice ones, Jared. I mean, you've got Pigeon Estates, obviously, that we talked about. We've got a video on that. That's the firm was a lot of the the house from the firm is in Pigeon Estates, and so there's a lot of cool properties in there. The yards are meticulously maintained. You've got mature trees all through it, landscaping second to none. Another one of my favorites is Chickasaw Gardens, which is right off of Central. It's between Central and Poplar. Just
Mm-hmm.
one of the one of the best kept secrets of Memphis. It's probably one of the highest sought after neighborhoods in all of Memphis. The property does not turn over much in there, and when it does, there's usually a bid war for it. It's a higher end community. I mean, there's several $1 million properties in that community, but Chickasaw Gardens is a beautiful place there. If you got a smaller budget like myself, probably, I like Colonial Acres in the East Memphis area. There's a lot of properties that have been turned over there. You can get a home around 300,000 in that area and be right centrally located, right in the city of Memphis. So whether you work in Germantown, downtown, Millington, anywhere, you can get anywhere within 30 minutes of that community. High Point Terrace is another well kept secret in the Memphis area. A lot of those homes have been updated and flipped, and they've just got beautiful yards. It's got its own little grocery store there. It's a great community for young families in that area or anyone. I mean, it's a great area for anyone, no matter what your lifestyle is. Um,
Yeah, and a lot of those, and we've had some people will come in the comments because we do get the comments from y'all who are, there's a lot who want to talk negative about Memphis and give you all the downsides of it. And basically, if you listen to them, there's nowhere in Memphis that you would ever even want to live. I mean, that's pretty much the way some people act. But then you can actually come here and drive through, and you're saying, wow, this is actually really nice. And so there are a lot of places like that. A lot more. We're only naming a few of them off just to give you some examples, but there are a lot of places like this throughout Memphis. So I just want to throw that in there. Keep going, Kris.
Yeah, I mean, there's great areas all over the Memphis city, and I'm talking about within the city limits, not out in the suburbs. Another favorite one, and if you want to be rubbing elbows with some of Memphis's elite, the doctors, the lawyers, the founder of FedEx in those areas, River Oaks in East Memphis is one of the prettiest communities in all of Memphis. I mean, they've got big,
Mhm.
beautiful estate homes. I think the price point there is definitely north of 500,000 to 600,000 there. But some of Memphis's elite people
Yeah,
here,
some way north.
yeah,
of that.
yeah. Wait, some are way north of that. That's right. There's some
Yeah.
$2 million properties in that community. So River Oaks is a beautiful place, and there again, like to me, I love new subdivisions. I do. I like the new houses just like everybody else, but I don't like that when they build the new subdivision, everything is wiped out and all your trees
Mhm.
are 7 foot tall. So these older communities I'm talking now, they've got the big mature 200, 300, 400 year oak trees scattered throughout, all the beautiful landscape trees with magnolias and dogwoods and things like that. So to me and a lot of people, that's really a home feel, and it gives you a sense of community and pride. So River Oaks is a good one, and then you can't leave out the Midtown area. I love Cooper Young, I love Valentine Evergreen, I love Central Gardens, but that Overton Park community, right there by the zoo, right there by Overton Park, there's only a handful of houses down that strip there. Man, if you could get
Mhm.
one of those and update it and bring it up to modern standards, or it's probably already been done by now, that's a great community to live in as well. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump from downtown. You've got all the amenities in Midtown there, so I love that Overton Park community right there as well.
Well, Overton Park and like you said, Midtown in general, and all the little communities that make up Midtown, um, that might generally be for me kind of my favorite area because you have like a collection, and they're not each little piece of Midtown is not the same. It's not just like one big Midtown. You have a lot of different unique communities with their own personality and flair to them.
Yeah.
And so I like that. It's kind of like you can go a couple streets over and you got like a totally different feel.
Mhm.
And it's it's all unique, and it's all centrally look. It's midtown. It's right in the middle of town,
Right.
so you're it's easy to get pretty much wherever you want to go from there.
Yeah. You've got the Overton Park there. You got the Memphis Zoo there. You've got all the live music on Madison and down Cooper Young. So those are cool areas, and they're always having some type of festival. There's the Cooper Young Fest. It's right by the Liberty Bowl where University of Memphis plays. So hey, there's something we're going to talk about that, right, Jared? Like the Memphis and
Is there Are there any more communities on your
no,
list,
I
or is it
think
have you
I've
got
exhausted my list at the moment.
okay?
I think I'm good.
Well, there are more, and we're going to be highlighting more. But I know you wanted to at least give a few examples to kind of counter that narrative that
Yeah,
there's no nice neighborhoods in Memphis. There are plenty, and not just nice $1 million home neighborhoods. Obviously, some of those, but there are nice communities in Memphis where you can find, like you said, something in the 300,000 range.
yeah.
That does exist.
That does exist. All over East Memphis, there's several homes. The Sea Isle community, Colonial Acres that we mentioned, those are nice areas, centrally located. A lot of the homes they were built in like the 50s, 60s, but a lot of them have been updated now. So those are great areas to come in and start a family, start a home, start your home ownership there in the East Memphis area.
But since you talked about the Liberty Bowl area and Liberty Park, a little bit of drama here.
Mm,
I feel like
yeah,
maybe behind the scenes, maybe not so much behind the scenes, depending on I guess who you are and how you take it. But obviously, we've got Memphis in May. Memphis in May is a big deal. A big part of Memphis in May is the barbecue competition that they have. I mean, it's Memphis barbecue. I mean, come on.
right.
I mean, you're going to have that. And so that's been going on forever. It has always, historically, for the most part, happened at Tom Lee Park. And if you've seen our other video, which I'll pop up, Tom Lee Park just got a major renovation, and it's really cool. You should go check it out sometime when they're not having a big festival down there. But a little bit of drama because they pushed that. They had some arguments, and they wanted. I don't know. I don't know if we should get into it too much, but there were some disagreements, and they ended up taking that festival, and now it's back out at Liberty Park.
It is.
So
Yeah.
so if you're there and you want to be, I mean, it's right there. If you're in the Midtown area and that area close to that, you're close to there, you can easily get down to the barbecue festival and all that other stuff that's going on in May. However, we have a new one. We have a new barbecue
Yeah.
competition in town now. What do we know about it?
So you're right, Jared. Tom Lee Park has typically hosted the Memphis in May festivities, which includes the World Championship Barbecue Contest, which is a huge deal here locally and all over the world. They also hosted the Memphis in May Music Festival, which was a big deal. Um, I don't know the details, and I'm not the best source of this. You can look up dailymemphian.com, memphisflyer.com. They would be more detailed in the answer to this. But the way I understand it is the Tom Lee Park one of these huge deposits to cover any damage to the new park from the Memphis in May Commission. Memphis in May said, you know what, that's a bit much. We're going to step back a year and we're going to have the festivities out at Liberty Park, which is right by Liberty Pole, which, by the way, that place has been renovated and everything here recently as well. And it's a nice area. It may even be more convenient as far as traffic and parking and things like that in comparison to.
Well, if you've been to Memphis in May, well, I mean the weather can do all kinds of things, and I've I've ruined some shoes.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way, going to Memphis in May.
If you're local, you know that all the girls wear the mud boots to the Memphis in May concerts. You got to have the mud boots because it typically rains throughout the entire month, and you're sloshing around in mud. So you'll have all the cute girls with the mud boots on. So that's a thing locally if you know about that.
Yeah. Well, when I went, I didn't know about it at the time. I found out.
Right. You know now, though, Jared. So next time you come, you can wear your cute mud boots to the thing.
Yeah, I get my cute little mud boots. For my size 14 feet.
Right. But back on track. So what we were saying is Memphis in May now has a little competition when it comes to the barbecue competition. Is that right, Jared? We've got a new.
Yeah. So we got the Smoke Slam is the new thing, and I mean, good job on the name. I like it.
The branding and the name looks great. The
branding is great. If you could do like a parody on the Space Jam song, I feel like Smoke Slam. I think it works. That's just an idea for y'all. I threw that. That's totally free. You got that just free for watching if you're somebody associated with Smoke Slam. If you want to invite us out to be a part of it, that's also totally free. Just let me know.
Please. Yeah.
I'll be your unofficial taster for anything that you need, or official if you want to make me official. But yeah, that's a big deal. They've got $250,000 in prize money for that. I'm kind of excited to see how it plays out, and I hope this does not. I don't want one of these to go away. I think it'd be cool to have two different ones.
I agree.
So I hope we get to keep both.
I agree. They did kind of line it up as a competition, right? So I think the tagline they've got, I wrote it down, is the world's ultimate barbecue showdown. So Smoke Slam 2024, the world's ultimate barbecue showdown. They do have it. They are putting on the festival during the month of May, so it's scheduled to run May 16th through the 18th. And like you just mentioned, Jared, there's up to $250,000 in prize money. So I think they did that to pull some of these world's best cookers over to the Smoke Slam. And I've also heard that it's going to be featured on one of those food networks or something like that. Like, it's a big deal. Like, they're putting a lot of money behind it, and they're trying to make it take off. And in addition, they're also having the Memphis Music Fest there as well. So that was another festival that usually happened at a different time of the year, but it looks like they've lined it all up to be in direct competition with Memphis in May festivities. So
it's kind of like there's two Memphis in Mays going on, is what it sounds like.
So it's a win-win for us. That's the way I see it.
Well, it's a win-win as long as they both stick around.
Correct.
Yeah, I really hate to see Memphis in May go away. It's such like an institution of Memphis. I feel like, but it's cool to have something new too. So I don't know. I think it's exciting. I'm excited to get down there, and we've made it here. I think we've covered most of our big topics I wanted to get through, unless you've thought of something else, Kris. Before we get into people who are coming back to people who are looking to, whether you're moving here from somewhere else, or if you're local, you're looking to buy a home, there are a lot of programs out there to help you out. And I'll mention again, I'll put the number up again. If you're somebody who's looking to buy a home here or sell a home, whether you're relocating or local, y'all make sure that you reach out to us. You can call, text, email, whatever it takes, get in touch with us. It's usually Kris that answers the phone. If he gets out on vacation or something, I might pick it up. You never know. But either way, we're the ones that you're talking to on this, and we love actually helping y'all out. And a lot of y'all have the questions when we talk to you about home buyer assistance, first down payment assistance, first time home buyer, that kind of thing. And so there's some new stuff. Now there's some stuff that's been around for a little bit, and just to give you an idea on those, Kris, what are some of those existing programs that have been around that people could use?
So in the rural areas of town, but not inside of city of Memphis, this would be more like on the outer edges of Arlington, definitely all over Tipton County, Fayette County. You've always had the USDA financing. USDA
Mm-hmm.
is 100% financing. So if the purchase price is 200,000, you get a loan for 200,000. In today's market, I'm able to get the sellers, for the most part, we're able to negotiate with sellers and the builders to cover closing costs. So you guys can, if you're able to get a USDA loan or a VA loan, those are both 100% financing products. I can negotiate to have the seller or the builder cover your closing costs. So a lot of times you can get in for $500,000. There are income limitations on the USDA loan, so we'll have to check with a local lender on that. But here in the Memphis City area, we've also got down payment assistance. There's some local grants that are available up to $10,000 or $20,000. There's the Shelby County down payment assistance. There's THDA down payment assistance. So all those to help you kind of with that burdensome down payment that comes along with an FHA loan, which is usually 3.5% down. So there are some products available to assist with the down payment. And then in today's market, as we sit now, and this may or may not change, we're able to negotiate for those sellers to cover closing costs. So it takes little to no money to get into a house if you fit within the income guidelines and things like that.
Yeah, I will say for now, it seems that way. I I've noticed, and you can tell me if you've noticed the same thing. Um, it's the market is definitely picking up in a way that it really just didn't do last year with the higher interest rates, and the rates have not really come down that much. They came down a little bit, but we've actually they came back up just a hair
Yeah.
to where we are right now. So. They haven't gone down. General consensus is they are going to continue to go down. And if we see rates even in the low sixes, or especially if we see in the high fives, um, all bets are off on if you're going to get any kind of help from sellers on closing costs.
Correct.
Um, Now, with that said, there are some of those programs that can help you with with getting your down payment or helping you with some of those costs. And I'll tell you about some specifically. This is just brand new on the Mississippi side of the line. So we have had a lot of people come in looking down at DeSoto County. So that's South Haven or Olive Branch, or even down to Hernando, and that whole area down there has worked for a lot of people relocating to the area. And in Mississippi, you have the Mississippi Home Corps, and they have had a $7,000 grant that you could get for a while, that you didn't have to pay back, but you did have to stay in the house. I think it was either 5 or 10 years, but you had to stay in the house for a certain period of time to not have to pay it back. They're replacing that, so now there's $8,000 or $10,000. So you can get up to $10,000 locally in Mississippi to get toward your down payment. So you could do like an FHA loan. And they were quoting pretty low rates. Like if you go through their program, they're giving you it was like a 6 or 5.9% rate that you can get on an FHA loan and get that. The difference is this is not a grant. That $8,000 or $10,000 that they'll give you is a loan, but it's either 0 or very low percent interest rate, kind of like a second mortgage on top of your primary mortgage that you'll get to. So there are a lot of programs on both sides of the line. Plus the up to $20,000 grant that you can get in some scenarios too, that you can combine some of those. Obviously, some of them you can't. But if you want really a lot of details, even if you're not ready to move here, you just want to, or if you're not ready to buy a house, whatever the case is, again, you can just shoot us a text, say, hey, I need some info on the assistance programs. We can hook you up with a lender who will be able to give you all the details and what will work for your unique situation, make sure you qualify it. So I just wanted people to know that those things are out there, because, a lot of people just don't know, and there's a lot of people that we have that move to the area that think you need to come here and rent right? But you could actually come in and buy a house. You just maybe, I don't have $20,000, $30,000 sitting in the bank account. I don't think I can buy a house. In a lot of instances, you can. Like you said, if you got a couple $1,000s, a lot of times you can, especially right now where we're still able to negotiate with these sellers.
Yeah. The closing cost is usually the determining factor on that. And right now in this market, we are able to get you that closing cost assistance from the sellers. So yeah, I would encourage you to at least explore the purchasing options. And like I said, it's best to deal with our local lenders on that. We've got some great lender partners that we partner with, team up with, and they know the specific incentives available, whether it be North Mississippi with Jared or it be in the Memphis area with me. So let's talk to these local lenders when it comes to that, and they'll have several options available for down payment assistance. And the first time home buyer is a term that's used regularly. You don't have to necessarily be a first time home buyer. A lot of the programs are if you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years. So say you bought a house 10 years ago, you sold it or whatever, but you've only been renting or living with family for the past 3 years. Well, you are technically considered a first time home buyer and you qualify for all the same programs.
Yeah, especially to the broader mortgage programs like the USDA and things like that. A lot of people look at that as a first time home buyer, and a lot of those programs don't even have. You could be selling a home and buying another one, and you can still use some.
That's correct. There's no first time home buyer stipulation on the USDA program, and I believe in North Mississippi, you would know better, Jared. But I think USDA covers most, if not all, of North Mississippi, with the exclusion of just like South Haven, Olive Branch area right there.
Yeah. There's and people think of USDA. It's called a rural development loan. So you think I'm like way out in the country. It's like what it sounds like. But in reality, you can be in an area that you're in a suburb or in a suburb type of a feel, and you can still qualify for that. So, again, we can tell you wherever you're looking, we can tell you what'll work for you.
Yeah. And that's the first step, right, Jared? The first step to buying a home is getting that pre-approval. So regardless of how you're buying or what you're buying, that first step is to get that mortgage lined out. So when we do find that home that you want, the one that's ready, we've already got that approval. We can make that offer right away and lock it down. That's one of the best things about these higher rates is that I know it stinks to take a little higher rate than your buddy got 5 years ago, but you know what? You're able to get all your closing costs paid. You're able to get the house that you want, not your second, third, fourth option. So, but anyways, get that pre-approval lined out first. That is the first step.
It's nice when you can not have to compete with 10 cash offers. That's always good. And when the rates are low, you get that because these big institutional companies are coming in and just taking out a massive amount of money at a low rate, and they're competing with you as cash. That's kind of how that works a lot of the time. But now you can avoid that a little bit, and at least for now, I don't know how much longer that's going to last.
All right.
Well, all right. I think that's it for this Memcast. We'll try to. Are we on about a once a month? I think we're about a once a month for the Memcast. We do a lot of other videos here on the channel, but we try to keep this to keep you updated on stuff going on here. If you hear about things that maybe we should talk about on the next one, put that in the comments. Really, whatever you want to tell us or ask us in the comments, or you can reach out. There's the number again. I'll put the number up again one more time. But that's going to do it for this one. So, not bad, Kris. I think we did good this time.
Yeah, good show this time. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
All right. See y'all next time.